Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk and thank you very much for joining me today. This is the card I've been making today. Well, actually it's just a card front, but you can just apply it to a card base when you're ready to do that. And I think it's a very, very dramatic card and would be a good card, I think, for a young gentleman. And if you stay with me, I will show you what I used to make it. And here are the things that I'm using to make my card front today. The stamps that I'm using are from the Epic Celebration set. Now this is one of the stamp sets that you can earn in this year's celebration promotion. You can't buy it, you can only earn it when you spend £45 or more in a single transaction before postage and packing, and then you can choose an item from the celebration catalogue, and that is one of the ones that you can choose. I have my Versamark ink and white embossing powder. I'm going to make a card front today rather than a complete card, so I have a piece of basic black which is 4 inches by 5 3/4, and this is going to be my background, and this is a piece of shimmering white which I've coloured with Brushos and the starch technique. So what I've basically done is I sprayed my card with starch, stuff that you use in your laundry, and then dropped Brushos into the wet starch, covered it with cling film, smooshed it all up and left it to dry for about half an hour. And when it was finished, you have this lovely kind of random technique. And I've done this with water. I think we just called it the cling film technique, and it's exactly the same method except you use starch instead of water. But when you use starch, you do get a little bit of a texture with it. Don't know whether you can hear if I scratch my nail on it. That's quite rough, and it gives it quite a sort of silky gloss, semi-gloss kind of finish to it. It's very, very pretty. And I've got some scraps of basic black and Bermuda Bay that I'm going to do my stamping and heat embossing first of all. So I've got my embossing buddy, and I'm just giving my basic black card a jolly good coating. And I'm going to start with the You're Awesome sentiment. So I'm inking up my stamp, lots of light tapping with my Versamark ink, and I want to put that towards the bottom and off to one side. So I'm trying not to get my big head in the way. I think that's about where I want it. And if it's not, that's just too bad. I'll just restamp the other side when nobody's looking. Okay. So that seems to have come out quite well. Let me get my white embossing powder. Okay, now I've gone a bit heavy-handed along here, as you can see, but that's alright, that's not a problem, because I'll get a little brush in a moment and I will just brush those extra bits away. So I should be sure to finish that off before I heat it. Okay, so next I've got another piece of basic black and a piece of Bermuda Bay, and again make sure that they are well covered in embossing buddy so that my mucky fingers don't leave prints all over them. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp out the guitar once onto the basic black card and once onto the Bermuda. Let's bring my embossing powder back in. And this time I'm not too worried if there's a bit of over powdering, because I'm going to be fussy cutting these two pieces out after I've heat embossed them. So I'm going to put my extra powder back into the pot. you know, waste not, want not. And I'm just going to heat these through once I found myself a little brush and finished that off, and I'll be back in a moment or two. I fussy cut out the Bermuda Bay guitar, and now I'm going to do some more fussy cutting on the basic black one. But for this one, I only want the neck of the guitar and the bridges and the tailpiece here. These are the only things I want. Okay, so I'm just chopping away the rest of it. And I'm not cutting right up to the edge, I'm just leaving myself a little bit of a black border around there, just so that it stands out nicely, and also that I don't cut off anything that I want to keep. Okay, so now when I get up to the top here, I want this piece at the top where the tuning pegs are. I want that to be Bermuda Bay, so I'm just going to chop that off at that piece there. Okay, and now I've got some mini dimensionals which I'm going to put towards the bottom of the neck of the guitar here. Okay, and I think I'll just chop one in half. Just for a bit higher up, but not much further, because I'm going to stick that piece flush with the rest of the neck there. And in fact, I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to put a little bit of my liquid adhesive, my faithful white glue, on that end, and I'm just going to take the backings off my mini dimensionals, and I'm going to carefully position the neck over the guitar on the base. Right, and that just needs a little bit of time to dry, and I'll pop a few dimensionals onto the back of it while it's doing that. While I let that get on with things. And where's that other half piece? There it is. And now we'll have a look at the background. Now I actually stamped that a little bit higher up than I intended to, but it doesn't matter, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this piece to fit. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and I think I need to cut off, it looks like about 1/4 of an inch there. So let's see where we go. And we'll start small. That looks to be about the right amount, because we can always chop a bit more off, but we can't add it back on again. And yeah, I think I need to take just a little bit more off there. So perhaps that much. And that now looks to be about the right balance for me. So I'm going to apply my liquid adhesive all across the back, and I'm going to use quite a generous amount, because this card did warp a bit in the whole starch and cling film process. It did get a little bit bent, and I just straightened it out by putting it under a pile of heavy books, and if I had to, I would have run over it with my iron, just just pressed it a bit. But the books did the job. But I think that's super dramatic, isn't it? You could leave that just like that, but we're not going to. We'll move this away. now all I have to do is to take the backing off my dimensionals, provided it wants to come. And I don't know whether you can still hear them. I'm still a little bit croaky, and have had to stop to sneeze a couple of times during the making of this video. And I'm just going to put that there, and you know what, I am going to call that finished. And there it is, and I think that is really, really dramatic. And I think it would be a nice card for somebody who was interested in music, who liked to play the guitar, or basically anyone who just likes something that's a bit bold and a bit dramatic. But that is it for today. I will be posting more videos very, very soon, and I would love it if you would come back and see me again. And if you've liked this video, then don't forget to click that thumbs up button, or even subscribe to my channel, because it really does help me a lot. But for now, that's it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.